What is going on, guys? This is my review of the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, Point of Light. What a disappointment. This new episode that came out all over the place. Apparently there was reshoots for this episode and the first 5 episodes that had come out for the season. But this one in particular, it looks like it's been reshot. So we get to see the new Klingons in this episode, and they have hair, finally. They look a lot better than they did before, but man, some of them still look real dumb. Why their heads are still oval, I don't know. If they want to make a separate race where they look like that, that's fine. But why aren't we seeing the normal Klingons? So the only Klingon that actually looked like a Klingon was the old man in it from the Core family. And funny enough, the only Klingon from Season 1 that actually acted like a Klingon and looked like a Klingon was Core. And he was my favorite Klingon in Season 1. The rest of them, I don't know, they look kind of ridiculous. And, it's kind of cool that I think one of them had like a big mustache or something, but he still looked really weird. They're acting a little bit more like Klingons, and they're slowly getting it right. I think in Season 2, they seem to be fixing a lot of their mistakes that they made, and they're actually listening to the fans. But I'm hoping that in time that we get to see the augments, the Klingons that don't have any ridges on their skull. There should be thousands around at this time because the augments were created during the Enterprise era. So we should be getting augments in this series. They still sound weird. L'Rell still sounds like she has a mouthpiece in while she's talking, and her voice is a bit slurred. Now, don't get me wrong, L'Rell looks a lot better than she did in Season 1. And this whole thing of Klingons shaving their hair because they've gone to war, just absolutely ridiculous. Why would the Klingons do that? The Klingons wouldn't care about something like that. And the thing is that I don't mind about bald Klingons. Sure, if there's a certain group or a certain race or faction that wants to do that, that's fine. But to have the entire race, the entire Klingon race, shaving their heads because of war? Why? What's the point? So we find out in this episode that L'Rell has secretly had a baby to Vok. And the baby is an albino Klingon. A huge surprise about this baby. I guess some time has passed between Season 1 and Season 2 because she had 9 months or however long it takes for a Klingon to get pregnant and to give birth. That's gone by, and that's really not explained about the time gap there. Now we have the Section 31 story arc where Georgiou, Empress Georgiou, is now working for Section 31. She somehow gets onto the Klingon homeworld and is now protecting the Chancellor, L'Rell. She's somehow important. Perhaps it has something to do with L'Rell uniting the Federation and the Klingon Empire together. Who knows? But I will say that how the Klingon War was written in Season 1 was absolutely terrible, poorly written. And then at the end of the season, suddenly the entire Klingon Empire drops everything on a dime just to follow L'Rell because she's threatening to blow up Kronos by putting that bomb in the bottom of the planet. The idea that the entire Klingon Empire would drop everything to follow L'Rell seems absolutely unbelievable to me. And the war just ended abruptly, just like that. So let's move on to Spock now. Now, Spock is apparently off doing his own thing, looking for these Red Angels. Last we heard, he was checked into a mental hospital. Why Spock would do that, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something that Spock would do. I can see him going to Vulcan and getting some treatment there. But why would he check himself into a human mental hospital? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And now they're saying that he murdered some people and Starfleet is out to look for him. And, I actually think that I actually think that the storyline is a bit interesting with him potentially being set up, and it sounds like this is what the case is, because I don't think Spock would actually murder anybody intentionally, and I think that this is all a big setup to somehow get Spock in trouble. We are in the 3rd episode now, and we still haven't seen Spock, and it's looking that this is going to be the Search for Spock season. We hear about Spock and what he's doing, but we never see him. So Star Trek Discovery is really something that I'm on the fence with. And the first 2 episodes were good. I think the last episode was the best one they've done so far in the entire series. But it's just, it's sort of a wait-and-see type of thing. And I tune in every week because I want to see what happens. And I hope the show gets better. I really do, because it is Star Trek, and I love Star Trek, and I don't want it to be a bad show. I want it to be good. And I think that the writers are actually fixing a lot of things, and the producers are fixing a lot of things, and I think that's good. I think that this will continue, and I'm hoping that they get the feedback from the fans. I'm hoping that, even though I think Pike is the best character in the series so far, that they move away from Pike and focus on the crew, the original crew of Discovery, build new characters, make the audience care about these characters. Let's have Saru as the captain, not another stranger that we have to grow to like again. Because if they're going to put Captain Pike in there, then why don't they just make the Captain Pike show? So let's focus on the Discovery characters, and when this is all over, Captain Pike can go off, do the Enterprise, do his own thing, and maybe we'll see him time and again. Now, there was also mention of Voq saying that he's being discriminated because of the way he looks, that he looks human. Well, what about the augments? If the augments are around, wouldn't they be used to that by now? Why is Voq being targeted like that if the augments are there? Anyways, guys, what did you think about Point of Light? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think of Discovery so far? If you haven't already done so, make sure that you like this video. Definitely make sure that you subscribe. And make sure you check out some more of my videos. Keep it locked on the Andrew K channel.